It's Bob and Tom Tonight, starring Chick McGee, Christy Lee, Josh Arnold, Ace Cosby, Pat Godwin, Willie Griswold, and Tom Griswold.
We're talking with Drew Hastings, comedian, and his book is called Chasing Drew Hastings. Just came out today. You'll find it on Amazon, and you'll also find it. We have a link on the Bob and Tom social media platforms, and I understand that there's a audiobook in the works.
In the works, and I got to say, the hardest part of this is going to be overcoming. Josh wrote a rather glowing review on Amazon of this book, and the problem with that is it actually reads better and is better written than the book itself.
Josh was raving about it yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that review. Me like good bookie.
Yes, yeah. Okay. Well, it's laugh out loud funny, and Drew, you SOB you made me cry.
Yeah, well, good. No, it's supposed to be relatable, so
It sure is.
thank you very much.
Now, did you have to change a lot of names to protect the innocent?
No, I just no, because memoir is funny. Memoir is the truth as you remember it. So you have a little bit of leeway there, but not much. But when you don't want to mention a name or change a name, you just don't mention the name, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's generally
There are also very few innocent people in the book.
So I don't want to mention his name, but he worked with a guy named Bob for quite some time.
But is anyone really innocent?
On the radio.
None of us are innocent. Christy, you're a Catholic. You know, no one is innocent.
No one's innocent.
That's right.
Unless you're walking out of confession in that 2 seconds. That's about it.
And right
That's
now,
all
a
you
new
got.
feature on our show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Christy's last confession. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
Well,
It usually starts with, it's been many years since my last confession. Forgive
Why is
me,
my
Father.
skin burning? Doesn't that?
no,
And then I
in all
told you-
truth, you've told a story many times that I find absolutely hilarious.
There's
The time you went when the
There
you know what I'm
is
talking
a
about.
certain time of year around Easter. Easter is the biggest holiday for Catholics.
Okay.
And as you know, your wife knows this.
Yes.
They usually have during that time period, they have what they call a group confession or reconciliation is what they call it now.
An orgy, isn't that what it's called?
Not an orgy.
Oh.
But they will have 5 or 6 priests in one church so that a lot of people can go to reconciliation. And I had a priest, and I'll never forget because we were kind of in the back of the church, like there was like the piano stored there. You know,
Right.
it's kind of like a storage room. I'll never forget. And I had not been to confession in quite a few years. And I started, forgive me, Father. And now you do confession, reconciliation face to face. There's no curtain. There's no anonymity. Oh, yeah. And so we're standing there or sitting there, and I said, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been many years since my last confession. And he looked at me as God is my witness, and he goes, we got quite a line. Could you hit the highlights?
Really?
It was priceless.
And talk slow.
Because in the movies they're always in the booth.
Always in the booth. And as a child growing up, I mean, because I went to Catholic school, so we went to reconciliation once a week, and it was frightening as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it was so.
Did you have to make stuff up?
I
would make stuff up.
I would try to change my voice. Like, we only had 12 kids in my class, so the priest could pretty much narrow
Exactly.
down who was confessing what, even though you aren't face to face. So I tried to change my voice so he wouldn't know who it
And he'd
was.
slide
At Christmas time, did the priest give you presents reflecting your confessions? well, Jeff, another case of Kleenex.
A bottle of Jergens.
I mean, they'd slide that little window open, and I'd start shaking, and I'd forget. You forgive me, Father, for I have
It's
sinned.
lie to your parents always, right, Christy?
Yeah, or I said took God's name in vain.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, or I fought with my sister.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, but there was the standards.
And did you ever actually do your penance? Like if
I
you
did.
got 12
Are you
Hail Marys, did
You had to
you
do it
12
there.
Hail Marys?
Yes, I had to do it right. You have to do it right there. You have to
there,
go out
yeah.
and
What?
Yeah.
yes.
Oh.
This explains
Jeff
a lot.
just ran.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll get back to you later, Pop.
Well, Jeff, I don't want to. This is kind of inside information, but no wonder your car broke down.
Oh, I would
It's
never
God,
not
God
do my
penalizing you
penance.
for not doing the penance 40 years ago. We're hanging out with comedian Drew Hastings. His new book is a memoir called Chasing Drew Hastings, available on Amazon as we speak. We have links to it at the various Bob and Tom social media platforms. Right now, I thought we would change the entire tone of the show. Ladies and gentlemen.
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
You ever wonder why cow milking stools only have 3 legs?
Huh.
I never have.
Well, the cow's got the udder.
That's a classic, isn't it?
February 1st, nice comeback.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually thinking about that for a second. This news story was kind of interesting because it involves the iguana.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently when it gets to a certain temperature, the iguanas tend to drop from the trees.
Yeah, they go into instant hibernation, I guess, if you will.
And so they're asking people to be careful. You don't want to get hit by a dropping iguana. Also, you don't want to pick them up and put them in your car.
Because they'll wake up.
And they're kind of dangerous. They can carry diseases, and
You really got to mess with an iguana for it to be dangerous.
I got a letter from a
Not
guy
as
who
dangerous as a
almost lost his toe to an iguana.
Well, what was he doing with it?
Kicking
His
it.
toe in the
Bite, bite.
He
Exactly.
was having a cocktail at poolside.
You
And
walk up to an iguana, they're going to run away.
Yeah.
well, this guy's got his foot bit by an iguana.
He was doing
Yeah.
something he shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
point is,
Was it Phil Bronstein?
that's an obscure joke.
Sharon Stone's husband.
That's a
great
very
joke,
rough reference to.
Yeah.
Wasn't he attacked by a Komodo dragon?
Yes, he
Yes, he
was.
was.
Wow.
So the point is, the iguanas are falling from the sky in Florida, and don't put them in the microwave. These are all bad
No.
ideas.
Oh, to help you in an attempt to help thaw them?
Yeah,
no.
don't thaw them.
Well, if you do, just use the defrost button.
Yeah.
You don't want to go full.
Yeah, don't hit baked potatoes.
Dear dumbasses, my son killed an iguana. Now, I understand we have a guest in the studio back there.
Oh, who's with us?
Paddy O'Marley, man, from Jamaica.
Patty O'Marley.
Patty Omar.
Can you understand me through my brilliant accent?
Okay.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Baroop.
Irie.
Really, man. Soon come. Come on down to Jamaica. Hit the beach and you'll feel fine. Get away from that nasty nor'easter. Enjoy our rum and the sunshine. Don't worry about the temperature. If it dips to a chilly degree, baroop. Enjoy the view when you get to your hotel. Because iguanas are falling from the trees, man. Falling iguanas, big lizards at your feet. Enjoy a dinner at my jerk shack. Oh, iguana, the exotic tasty treat. Fallen iguanas are grilling in the breeze. You'll be so hungry from the ganja, you'll think iguana is the chicken of the tree. It's a tasty treat. Baroop.
Oh, thank you, Patty O'Marley. Very nice.
I like
Chicken of
Patty
the
O'Marley
trees.
rather
Chicken
than
of the tree.
earlier we had O'Marley Gomez.
Yeah.
with
The accent's a bit muddled.
the accent.
I only had 10 minutes.
It was very nice, Patty.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Pat Godwin himself will be taking himself and whoever else is with him to the jukebox in
Eddie
Peoria.
Murphy's opening and Paul McCartney.
Not to be missed.
The Jukebox Comedy Club, Peoria, Illinois, this Friday and Saturday. Now,
Okay. Now, see, he was smart not to go during racing season. Right?
Oh, right.
Dirt track across the street. Yeah.
Because there's a racetrack across the road from
And a strip
the
club
jukebox.
next door.
no.
And certain times of the year, it's
Absolutely. While you're on stage.
You can hear it in the club, yeah.
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yeah, yeah.
We've all done that club.
And you can't help but reference it. You have to. It's
You
nuts.
can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the most distracting experience you've had on stage, Drew? You've been doing stand-up comedy for
the audience. I find that the audience. Sometimes I hear a glass tinkle or hear
Have you ever had the classic where it's a sports bar and there's a TV with a game on?
yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen
Pinball
it all.
machines.
Skee ball.
I was doing a show
Billiard tournament.
one time, sold-out show at the St. Louis Funny Bone, and for the first 5-10 minutes, I was getting nothing, and which isn't all that uncommon. But I was really getting nothing, and my collar kept like rubbing against me, and so I was kind of messing with that. And then finally, I go, look, I got to be honest. A lot of these jokes do get laughs. What's going on? What is it? And this guy goes, there's a bug on your neck.
Oh.
And I go, what? And I reached up, and a giant cockroach, as I reached up to my neck, ran across my neck.
Oh.
And so I grabbed it with the other hand and then just instinctively threw it in the front row.
Wow.
And everybody just stood up from their tables in the front row and screamed.
Oh, my gosh.
And that was very distracting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
never
know you
know.
guys sat there for 10 minutes and watched a bug run around my neck?
Wow.
You didn't say anything?
And a cockroach? Does that mean that? Oh, never mind.
Well, it turned out that the neighboring restaurant had just fumigated, so all the cockroaches ran to the comedy club.
That happens.
Could have been worse. Could have been crickets.
Well, I normally get those, but they stay in the audience.
There's a great story from the terrific comedian Larry Miller. He was doing a college, and he did a whole lot of tours early on with Seinfeld, and he's as good as anyone out there. And Larry was doing some story, and he just was killing the audience. All of a sudden, total silence, nothing for the last 30 minutes of his show. And he gets off stage. He goes, "What happened?" Well, it turns out that he tells this story, and there was a random name that he used in the story, and it turned out that name happened to be of someone who had very recently been involved in a fatal, tragic accident on campus.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a fire.
A student who had
I don't
recently
need to go
died.
into that. Thanks, Pat. I was
No,
trying to make it
seriously, that's why
I
it was
know
so-
the story.
So they thought he was just being a monster by referencing that.
Yes.
I was doing a show one time, opening for someone in the adjoining room when I noticed an ambulance pull up outside, and I get a note, "Go long, Pat has to go to the hospital."
Oh, my God.
And
I don't think
Pat
we need
had
to
a
bring
minor
that up.
heart attack while I was on stage, and
Wow.
so I had to.
You had to do the whole time, didn't you?
I did, and unfortunately, at the time, I barely had 22 minutes, and I had to string out into an hour and a half.
I heard you did great.
Oh,
Now,
thanks, Pat.
the-
I'm just
the
glad you're
ER
okay,
room.
buddy.
The opposite of that, and I may get this story somewhat wrong. The opposite of that was a show. I think it was like Mike Birbiglia, Drew Hastings, and Pat was going last because he's got the music, and someone went 42 minutes too long. It was Drew, and the guy said, you guys had another show to do, so the guy goes up to Pat and he goes, 5 minutes. No, you're not on in 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes. Go.
Oh, yeah. That was on the tour that was called, and I'll tell you something else you might not know.
Yes.
Drew says to me, I didn't see the light.
This is something amazing about Drew Hastings. He's a fabulous comedian, but when he goes on stage, he becomes blind.
Yeah,
It's a
I was
horrible
bad
thing.
for a long time. I was bad about that.
You were
too.
funny, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was bad.
I think that was the only place you were really yourself. You were up there being loved.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Now you get off stage and reality sets in, and you want me to pick up one?
Oh,
Okay,
stop.
Well,
You realize I could be doing 10 minutes right now, and they'd love me.
no, I'm just as happy off stage.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Glad that's good to know. When we come back, we'll find out. Well, tell us a story from your book. When
All
we come
right.
back. Can we do that?
Sure.
The book is Chasing Drew Hastings, a memoir. And it is available as of this morning on Amazon. And also, we've got links to it at the various Bob and Tom social media platforms. It's available as both an e-book and as a regular book with paper and words, as I like to put it. Get all the details once again. Any of the Bob and Tom platforms have it. We have two great guests joining us in the studio. It's Drew Hastings, Tonight Show veteran, former mayor of Hillsboro, Ohio. By the way, I'm not sure if it's photoshopped, but with the Bengals doing as well as they are, there's a sign, probably fake. It says, "Welcome to Hills, Borough."
Oh.
B-U-R-O-W.
No, that's not faked.
Is that real?
Yeah. That's in the center of our town.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
In honor of Joe Burrow, which leads us to the NFL, which
Yes.
of course leads us to Costaki Economopoulos, comedian and our NFL correspondent. And Costaki, be warned, Chick not here today. Once again, week 2 of the taint stretching surgery. But we do have Ace, and we have Jeff Oskey over there. And in the IHateStevenSinger.com sidekick chair, it's Josh Arnold. There's Mr. Godwin through the glass. And Christy Lee, of course, at the news desk. This is Tom speaking. Costaki, how did you do with your
good
picks
morning,
over the
everybody.
weekend?
Hey,
What's up, Drew?
how are
Good
you?
to see you, man. I'm good. Congrats on the book, buddy.
Well, thank you very much. I thought about you with the football stuff. This has been the weirdest time for football with the way these games have ended.
Oof.
That's right. Your team's good. Who had that?
Yeah, I didn't think it.
Who did you pick for the week? I forget, Costaki. I got to look at my notes.
Well,
here.
I definitely picked the Chiefs. I was surprised to see them lose for sure. And I picked Chiefs and Rams, if I remember right. And living in LA, I'm enjoying the Rams being in the Super Bowl. It's been good.
Cool.
The Chiefs were up 21-3 late in the first half and completely fell apart. Who gave the halftime speech? The Falcons? What happened? Kansas City hasn't been this angry since they learned about the McRib. They were going to put a fork in the Chiefs, but of course, Andy Reid is using it to stress you. You know,
Large man.
Big man, you see.
the Bengals had 21 unanswered points. It sounds like me arguing with my wife. All right.
Couples argue.
That's fine. Joe Burrow made sure the Chiefs will be home alone for the Super Bowl. The good news, no Mahomes brother at the Super Bowl. They should send Jackson to hang out the Pro Bowl. It's the only event he can't make more annoying. Icky Woods on hand for the Bengals celebration.
Yeah.
Icky Woods, worst porn name ever. Honorable mention to Clinton Dix.
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit and Dick Trickle. Stafford, I'm excited for Matt Stafford. In like a lion, out like a ram, baby. I love it.
Yeah.
This is a typical LA movie. A bunch of bleeding hearts adopt an old lion, give it a better life. Good for Stafford. Or if I've always thought of him, Phillip Rivers with a regular number of children.
Okay, fair enough. Beautiful girls.
There are a lot of big names in the crowd at the stadium in LA this week. In Detroit, there aren't even big names on the field. So for the 13th year in a row, Stafford is home for the Super Bowl. Congrats, buddy. I love this story.
That's nice.
Or Jimmy G, the last Italian to go out west just to get whacked like that was Fredo.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that is a defining joke. That is so great. That is so great. Hang on a second. Do you get that, Christy?
No.
Okay, see, Fredo was the brother that, he ratted out Al Pacino.
Oh, yeah. I saw that movie
so
once.
They sent him to Vegas. Remember when he goes fishing?
He's Godfather Part 2, yeah. So you may not have...
No, I watched them all. Three.
You know Fredo, right? Mm-hmm. Okay,
I don't think it's fair to have a home Super
Wasn't
Bowl
he in
game.
Lord of the Rings?
No.
That's Frodo. Yeah,
Frodo.
Very similar.
Different show.
Yeah, that actor sadly died at a somewhat young age. He was, every movie he was in, I think, won an Academy Award.
Wasn't he engaged to Meryl Streep at one
They
time?
were they were definitely in a relationship.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we got away from
Sorry.
football for 1 second, Fredo.
No, you
Back to
did, and then
Costaki.
the rest of us drunk the rest of us with
followed
you.
No, I'm not. Enjoy is a strong word, John.
I just don't think it's fair to have a home Super Bowl game, right? We should always host them in Detroit and Jacksonville and New York. That way we won't have this problem.
Wow, that's cold.
And Tom Brady, quitter. We knew he was a quitter, right?
Yeah.
One bloody lip. I'm taking my ball and going home. How is this news? Boston man retires in Florida. Isn't that every day? Tom Brady now deflating the entire Tampa metro area. He's, of course, stepping away from football to spend more time with carbs.
Oh, good for him. What do you think, Costaki? Is he really?
My gut is that he is really. He just didn't like the way that it came out, so he's holding off for now.
I don't blame him.
Well, Did you read that he
think
gets
so.
his signing bonus if he waits till February 4th? He gets a lot of that $20 million.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
If that's maybe, and I think he is enough of a football mensch to want to not have the announcement during the playoffs and Super
that's-
Bowl. I get all
Right.
that.
That's what I was wondering. Why would he?
Right.
But I mean, whatever. It's his call.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Well, ESPN thinks it's their call, and it's not. It's his.
Yeah, that's right. Wouldn't it be fun if Tom Brady let himself go and in 5 years he looks like Big Ben? I think that'd be great.
That would be great.
Either way, he can go ahead and start working on the Hall of Fame speech. I'd like to thank my family, coaches, and fellow players. But most of all, I want to thank the Jets, Dolphins, and Bills. He's going to be the most competitive pain in the ass on the golf course ever. You know this guy, right? Those family Uno games are about to get really intense.
Now, in the event of his retirement, would he end up in the broadcast booth, or will he be more like Peyton and kind of dabble in this and that?
Seems Peyton-y, but who knows? He's surprised us many times, you know?
Okay. Now, and again, my question for the Super Bowl is the over-under on commercials featuring a Manning. And we talked about this last week. I think the over-under is 4, maybe 5. What are your thoughts?
I thought 5 too when you said it. It seems like it could be a big number. They're definitely they're doing the Caesars stuff, right? That's
Right.
probably going to show up.
Sure.
You know, that's a given.
The Lay's commercials, that's got to be in there, right?
But yeah, obviously the Super Bowl, those are the most expensive commercials going, so you never
Yeah.
know. Did you see the piece on Saturday Night Live where Peyton was the
Yeah.
guest? Wasn't that hilarious?
I thought it was great. I give the sketch a B, but Peyton an A. It was like he really sold it. He was, he was so charming and likable, that guy.
If you missed it, Christy, do you want to give the short form description? It was referencing,
It was about Emily in Paris.
which is sort of the
It's a Netflix.
gayer Sex in the City, if that's possible.
It's a Netflix. There's a gay character on the show. Yeah, it's a Netflix show set in Paris, and a girl from Chicago goes there.
Oh, I
and-
see. So a professional athlete talking about a show that he would be unlikely to watch. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds
It was very funny.
really hilarious. It's a brand new conceit.
What's wrong with you today?
Do you think that maybe
Taking chick spot?
do you think Tom Brady could retire like mid-season next year and pull an Antonio Brown and start heaving his uniform into the stands? Or would that be out of character?
That would
too
be
decent.
out of character. But a gift from the comedy gods to me. That's for sure. I'll take it.
Now,
He's had
Costaki,
such a great career.
Costaki, speaking of the comedy gods, they'll be with you when you're in Evansville coming up Thursday, February 24th. Notice how I wedged this in?
Yeah, I did.
Friday the 25th. Evansville is the 24th at Chasers Bar and Grill. The 25th, Jasper at the Astra Theater.
All right.
That's Rutro. Rastra. And then the 26th, Laporte at the Laporte Yacht Club. Wow, you get a boat ride and everything that Saturday, huh?
Those are great gigs. Astra Theater is a beautiful place. So those are going to be fun gigs for sure.
We'll be sure to go see Costaki. And I'm sorry, we interrupted once again your flow.
Let's do 3 or 4 more Tom Brady jokes, shall we?
Sure.
It's been a fun subject this week. 22 years. Brady's career is so old, R. Kelly won't touch it. It's
Likes him young.
Gronk might have to join the military now to get that health insurance. What's he going to do? Bigger surprise, last-minute quitter, Tom Brady or Betty White?
You were doing so well.
You knew you were going for the groan there.
He's won 7 Super Bowls, this guy. He's got more rings than Saturn. That's a lot of rings.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. Tom Brady has 7 rings, or as JPP would say, 1 for the schlong. See, he doesn't have all the...
Yeah.
Doesn't have all the...
Right.
One's got to go somewhere.
Where do I put it?
You were doing so well.
Oh, I like that JPP joke.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, thanks, Costaki.
Thanks, guys.
And then have you made your pick for the Super Bowl? We still have another week to go.
You know what? I think the Rams are the better team. They're led by a former Bulldog, Sony Michel's on this team. There's some Bulldog connections here, and they're kind of my home team that I've been trying to like for a while anyway. So the Rams are my team.
Okay.
Did you watch the CBS pregame? If I'm not mistaken, everyone but Boomer picked the wrong team. And I think his Boomer's open line was something like, "As usual, Jim Rome is wrong." That made me feel so good.
Good for Boomer. I mean, that's, good for Bengals Nation. I mean, this quarterback is for real. He's going to be around for a while. They've been bad for years and years. It's great. It's a great story.
Okay, well, thanks, Costaki. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week.
Thanks, guys.
Very funny.
Watch the entire show live or on demand at bobandtom.com or listen live with the Bob and Tom app. And be sure to tune in next time for more Bob and Tom Tonight.